Now there is a fundamental problem that we're going to have to address, and it is a problem that is very, very, very significant, because the issue that we are going to have to come to terms with is the very thing that was given in order that you and I might come to understand something about God, this Bible, has for many of us become the very thing that...
Okay, I learned that God is so amazing, and I'm so in awe of His love for me. That's
okay,
all.
what about
Jesus, you're the only one that I could ignore. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could ignore. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could ignore. One way.
you too?
I learned that God's love is unconditional and that He doesn't love us based on our performance.
I think that we are fully accepted, fully forgiven. I think that gives us the assurance that we need to go on in whatever we do.
And do you think you have learned more from Paul about this message than maybe previously?
Yeah, I suppose we always hear that God is love, but God is this, but you know. So this time it was like really there's no but. It's just a full stop, and then it pushes us on from there.
You said it very well. Thank you very much. Okay, bye. Okay,
the Lord has been doing, asking us to do in TNCC, which is only 7 months old. Praise the Lord for Him, and we are very happy that He will our conference here.
thank you. Thank you very much.
The question about salvation is really this: who is responsible for your salvation? Is salvation a work of man for God, or a work of God for man? Now, if salvation is a work of God for men, which it is, then salvation is God's responsibility, not man's responsibility. And it's not really that complicated. So we can say, number one, salvation is a work of God for men, not a work of men for God, number one. Oh, and incidentally, it's not a joint venture between God and men, because I understand a lot of people believe that. People believe that they're saved by grace, but if you want to stay saved, you better do some work. So we teach, what we do in the church typically is we preach grace to the lost and works to the saved. Isn't that right? But of course we know that Colossians says, just as you have received Him, so continue in Him. And how did you receive Him? By grace. That's the only basis upon which you can continue. So...
I am so happy that we are finally getting to know the Father through the Son, that God loves us.
Jemima? 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 $6 on a tour. And then this kid comes up to me and he says, "Sir, are you going to take the tour?" And I went, "I don't know." And he said, "Listen to this. The view upstairs is great, sir, but it's not half as good if you don't know what you're looking at." It's smart. So I gave him my $6. So I go up to the 80 whatever it is floor, and there you are on the overland skyline of Manhattan, and you put on this thing, and you hear this Brooklynese cab driver giving you a tour of Manhattan. And you look across the Manhattan skyline and you can see everything. It tells you absolutely what everything is. And you stand there and you go, "My soul, that is something. That was the best $6 I ever spent." Christ in me for the benefit of others. And I learned something, that I thought it was wonderful to be loved. But I found out there is something yet more wonderful than being loved. Oh my God, that we would be filled with despair. But these men are not drunk on wine. The Jews time. You have to learn. This is why abiding in God is the key. It's not studying the Bible, it's abiding in the Word. I'm not saying don't read the Bible, I'm saying the key is abiding in the Word. Now abiding means to remain. You see, the point is this. It says, the idea of John chapter 7, it's you're overtaken by the lover. And the lover comes inside and he overtakes you and he fills you and thrills you and is you. You ever seen somebody drunk?
Some of the things which I understood maybe at a head level, but illustration brought it down from my head to the heart. And he's given a lot of examples which I didn't see. And I think the one which really struck me was Habakkuk, where he said, remember the verse? It is his faith. I always forgot that his. And I think overall, from the reaction, I think the greatest thing was how was Paul going to bring the message to Malaysia? Because I know it's not an easy message to bring, but I think Paul did it. Maybe not 100%, because because he's just started the child, has not gone to the youth and the father. But I think he's made a good start, and I think if the Lord willing, perhaps one day he'll come for the youth and the adult of the father.
Oh, I'm going to do applied theology then, because that makes sense to me. Because I don't see the point in knowing something if I'm not going to do anything with it. Everything you see in Paul is 80% about identity. It's 80% to do with who you are. And only 20%.
God is love.
God is love. That's very good.
That's it.